Supervisor Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I'd like to thank my colleagues. It's without any question that your heart's in the right place. But today I'm not going to be able to support your motion because while your heart's in the right place, I don't agree with your decision. You see, I'm the only supervisor that sat in a district that lost 2,000 homes in the Cedar Fire, over 2,000 homes. People died, and we lost in the Witch Creek Fire 2007 additional homes. And we didn't just lose homes, we lost entire structures, roads, infrastructure. The communities were absolutely devastated. And, you know, in the short time that I've been on this board, we had to deal with COVID in the pandemic. And thank God we had the reserves, that no employee had to be laid off, that we had the reserves to keep government moving. Then I also witnessed the city of San Diego, whose financial plan left the flood victims without resources. And I believe that the county had to backfill $33 million for the city's inability to meet the needs of their constituents. I don't want to ever look at our constituents and say, well, you're a flood victim, a fire victim, earthquake victim, that we don't have the needs to maintain your community. This today, we have 60 days in the case of devastating earthquake, fire, flood, or pandemic. That's all we have, 60 days. And we're going to take 55% of it away. And that means we're not going to be able to meet the needs. We're going to follow the same type of leadership that San Diego did and so many other counties did who couldn't provide. You know, in the pandemic, we didn't know if the feds were going to reimburse us. And yet we moved forward bravely because we had the prudent reserves. And I'm also old enough to remember that we didn't have these reserves before. You see, when we had the Cedar Fire in 2003, we were so devastated. If you ask people in my district, did the county help you? There isn't one person that said the county helped them. In fact, it was just the opposite. It was horrible. And after that, aftermath, they increased the reserves. They increased the reserves because they realized how ineffective they were. So for those reasons, I'm not going to be able to support this today. However, I will say to the many people that have incredible programs, and we do have needs in our community, and representing the second poorest district in the county, I don't want to see anybody go without food. But we have programs that we're funding today that we're not fully utilizing that money. And right now, we have an immigrant defense fund that gets $10 million a year, and we haven't spent more than $2 million on it. So why aren't we looking, and if we're really going to address these issues in a meaningful way, why isn't everything on the table? Why do we have to take away from victims of communities and not look at every program we have with a fine-tooth comb? And I'm not saying that we get rid of that program. I'm saying that we take the money that's not being used and put it towards the social programs. You see, that $10 million is replenished every year in the budget. This money is one-time money. Once it's gone, and those people are still going to be hungry. We haven't solved anything. We've just delayed the inevitable. And I wish I could say that I don't believe that our communities are going to burn again. But I live and drive through those communities every day. And I can tell you, we have more brush, despite all the efforts, and this board's been incredible. We approved new helicopters that fight fire at night. We approved helipads where helicopters can get water that's already there close to the areas that usually burn, so that we're quick with our responses. We've done a lot of clearing for the emergency access, both in and out. We've done a lot of really terrific things. But a devastating fire like the Cedar or Witch Creek is far greater than the reserves that we have proposed. And I don't want to see anybody at risk. So for that reason, I won't be supporting it. And this is not, I respect my colleagues. I respect what they've said. But they don't live in my community. They've not witnessed the fires firsthand. And just over the last weekend, we've had 3 major, what could have been potentially major fires in my old district that's now Monica's district. And I've seen these fires take off when the winds are correct in the dryness. Fortunately, it was humid over the weekend. But thank you.